Yeah, the biggest challenge I think here is the just the global economic and business environment. So I think that's challenge number one. Challenge number two, I think, is potentially some of the regulatory changes that we're seeing, particularly in the U.S. And in Europe, and whether they'll have an impact on how capital flows and how business operates. To me, those are probably the two biggest things.
Amount of capital that is flowing into the public markets in the region would be one. The amount of capital flowing to the private markets is probably an issue, but not as much of an issue as the public markets. Second one I would say would be regulatory risk generally around the region, which is a constant issue. I think that's something that I'm concerned about, always have been. And perhaps also the general kind of proliferation of inexperienced GPs in areas, for example, such as the renminbi fund industry, which is a completely new set of funds that are literally in their first few months of operation, which can be quite disruptive, I think, to the market.
Driving down fees being paid to the buyout community managers. And that is a little bit short-sighted, because for us to compete for our talent, we're competing against investment banks and such who are providing enormous bonuses and salaries that are earned on an annual basis. And the LP focus on, well, you have the carry and therefore they should wait 3, 4, or 5 years. With the growing impatience of young people, waiting doesn't seem to be too much in their vocabulary, although it is an important aspect. So the idea of really crimping the compensation in the short run can be self-defeating.
Top challenges is fast investment pace, investing wisely at decent prices, not getting trapped by the opportunity only. At the end, every private equity investor has to get out of its investment. I think that's the other challenge, getting out of the investment at the right time, at the right price, when there's such a huge queue in China and India in particular.
Always the biggest challenge is getting great confidence that the GPs with whom we are working have their interests aligned with ours, have their interests aligned with one another, and that they're going to be able to replicate the success that they've had in the past.
I think one is perception and communication. The industry has not done a good job as a whole communicating to the outside world. And the second one is how we can provide